I'm assuming that a lot of you have seen the sign. Although surprisingly, not a lot of people seem to know what the sign really means and represents. Well, this is a high heel sign in cars, and you use this to imply that you're a female driver. Or worse than that, you're a dangerous driver. Even when you Google car, heel, shoe sign, the very first 3 to 4 results published by well-known sources such as Amazon.com or even Pinterest are headlined with, "Buy the Danger Woman Driver sticker," or "Get the Female in Automobile Warning sign," which is the main intention of the sign, because whenever you see it, the very first thing that should come to your mind is, oh my gosh, I have to be aware of that car, because it's driven by a woman. Well, statistically speaking, this is one of those scenarios which is enriched with scientific evidence to support both opinions. That A, women are bad drivers, according to some of the psychological factors, and then I wonder, maybe it's simply because they don't get enough experience at it. Or B, this is just a stereotype. Women can be great drivers because we're all humans and we all learn. And if we're actually going to flow with option B, and look at various studies which were conducted to push the stereotype that portrays women as unsafe humans on the road, and I am going to call the stereotype over again and again, because this is when we realize how absurd the meaning of the sign becomes. This sign is just a simple example to illustrate how we humans ridiculously label each other based on who we are. We don't even come to realize that this so-called gender stereotypes or any kind of stereotypes out there do nothing but dismantle who we are. According to Dr. Courtney from University of Queensland, when people are confronted with negative stereotypes about themselves, they experience additional cognitive load, which actually decreases their performance on a task. The study has as well further carried out investigation to prove that there is a negative correlation between the amount of stereotypes that float in a career and those targeted individuals' attempts to fight those stereotypes and pursue themselves in that career. Well, to be honest, there is something even more than this which concerns me. Unfortunately, in most of the cases, when we are faced with such labels, we allow ourselves to accept them. In a way that no one forces a woman to put the sticker in her car, there is no single law that says you are supposed to have it because you're a woman. Yeah, she does it herself, but why does she do it? To prove that no matter what the reality is, she is a bad driver? Why? Because anything we humans do is so dependent upon society's opinion, is supposed to what we're truly capable of doing? Or is this just another level of internalized misogyny right there? Well, if you were to ask for my personal opinion regarding the sign, let me tell you this. Both of my parents drive a car, both mom and dad, and if I were to choose, please don't say this to my father, although he is sitting right there, but I much prefer sitting next to my mom when she drives the car. And now, she never put the sticker in her car. But you see, I also observed the quality of other men's driving skills as well. And this is when I wonder, should I invent a new sign and label it, "Beware, male driver"? No, never, because no individual should be subjected to such labels about themselves, as it does nothing but dismantle who they are. Well, making a personal link right here, my dream, who I truly aspire to become, is a politician. And throughout all these years, I've been always questioned and perhaps even challenged to who I should instead of could become in the future. People would always ask me, and of course this is a normal question, they would be like, "Hey, so what do you want to do with your life? Like, what do you want to pursue in the future?" And I would say, okay, I want to become a politician, like ambassador, or perhaps even a future leader of my country to make those positive changes out there. And unfortunately, most of the time what I hear in response is giggles, and maybe you should find yourself a better realistic job, Nafisa. Like, how about becoming a nurse or a teacher? A nurse or a teacher? I think these two jobs are amazing, because I myself am surrounded by all these wonderful role models who are amazing nurses and wonderful teachers. But it's not what I want to do with my future. I want to pursue politics. Sometimes I had people who would come up to me, they would tap on my head and be like, "Did you hear that? She wants to become a future leader. Oh, isn't that so cute?" with that tone of sarcasm. And this is when everything starts gathering inside me. And I run up to the biggest role model in my life and I ask her, "Mom, am I really not capable of becoming a politician? Is it really not for me?" And this is when she actually tells me one of the favorite quotes that she read in one of the books. She starts the conversation like this: "Nafisa, you will move mountains because you have brain in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Because you're a girl on your own who decides where to go, so stay with your dreams." And these are the times when I really wonder. I get motivated and then I start thinking to myself, like, what would happen if I would let my dream be confined to society so easily? Well, let me tell you this. Perhaps I would not be leading all of these diplomatic conferences to prove that women can be great leaders and women can easily understand politics. Or I would not be even in mind to worry about the real life issues that surround us, whether it's the environmental crisis happening in RLC, or the stray cats that are stuck in a tiny shelter, or those kids at the local HIV center, or even leading a charity organization to educate girls from the local orphanage. And why am I doing all of this? To prove that anything is possible to break this glass ceiling. But to realize that you're not there to accept those labels, and you have to realize that you're the one who's responsible for your own development. Once you let your dream be confined by society, you lose it, you let it go. It's gone. But once you realize that you are the one who's responsible for all of this, then you can always become a great driver and not have to worry about any labels around you. As a Spanish writer, Miguel de Cervantes has said himself, "The sky is the limit," meaning that your dreams and aspirations have to be limitless. Thank you.